Yeah, so last year our defense coming up, we had a lot of returners that started off young and we kind of were moving forward. So we have our juniors and seniors on that defensive line. And so that helped a lot. We'd been playing together for 2 years at that point, and we kind of came together as a cohesive unit, and that's what I think propelled our defense to be one of the best in the Liberty League last year.
I think the success really came from us working as a unit. We all trusted each other on and off the field. We spent a lot of time together. And in practice, we went hard every single rep, really took the time together as an opportunity to make change and kind of try and get back to where we used to be when my sister went here 4 years ago.
I think it was really kind of how we all played together. We had a lot of my class being really big, the class below me being really big, and finally getting the opportunity to kind of play our whole bench, especially this year. We're playing 22 strong front to end. We really need everyone in order to win games and do what we want to do. So I think that was really the big thing, was kind of the collective playing and team play that we were able to put together.
So there was the maturity process. They came in green, raw, like all freshmen do, but they just happened to be a really big class. And so having that proportion of players that are new can impact how everyone else develops. And I think they finally came into their own, recognizing that they were upperclassmen and they had onus and accountability and they had that confidence to play. And I think that was a huge turning point for that group.
Our first 2 years we were a really young team and I feel like we were very inexperienced. But last year it really just came together in terms of our offense started to click more and our defense was a very solid unit. With having Shannon and Laurel Dean in the back, that was our huge success. They stopped a lot of really good drivers and really key players. So I think that's what it really came down to in terms of us really tying it all together last year.
So defensively, we're much more mature. Everyone that is playing back there is now seasoned. Laurel last year was a really big leader and she helped bring everybody up to speed. But now this group has a lot under their belt. They've seen what other teams are going to bring. They know how to react to it now, and they can share that responsibility as opposed to having Laurel dictate that responsibility.
There's always pressure going into games. You're always expected to perform at the highest level. I think that our unit leader, Laurel Dean, who was a captain last year, really instilled in us that as long as we worked together and we played as a unit, we would come out on top every single time if we played with heart and dedication. And that's something that we're really trying to instill in the new kids this year, because the defense is always what wins championships at the end of the day.
I mean, our defense is if you've come to one of the games, you hear we're a pretty loud group and we're not afraid to kind of take that burden off the offense and do our best to make sure that we're supporting them in the best way possible.
And we talk about it all the time, is that defense doesn't get points, they withhold points. And we could be solid 90% of the time, but unfortunately in that 10% that we're a little wobbly, that's when other teams take advantage of us. And that's when the offense has to step up and cover us. And we were working on that and having the offense be able to take that off of the burden off of the defense's shoulders.
Well, as a midfielder, I do play both sides of the field, but on the offense, I mean, when our defense works hard for a good 5 or so minutes, we have to make sure that on offense we really slow it down and don't throw the ball away. And I think that's going to be key to us being successful this year as well, because our roster is so much smaller. It's the smallest it's been since I've been a part of the team. So I think that's going to be really important in order to slow the ball down and really execute on our offense.
So when I look at this year as opposed to other years, I look at it as a continuation. So the end of last year was the jumping off point for the beginning of this year. In the past, in other groups, we've had a restart or rebuild, as people like to call it. But we got a little taste of the postseason. We understand how we got there, what it took to get there, and now we need to not just repeat history, but better history and try and get over all the little humps and be more persistent and consistent.
Coach really cares about us on an individual basis. She cares about how we perform academically, athletically, and just in our day-to-day lives. She really supports us taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other. She asks how we're doing, supports us in job interviews and our academics. She really pushes us to be the best overall woman that we can be each and every single day. That might be something that's overlooked in the lacrosse world, but when you're developing future leaders and future professionals, I think that it's really important that your coach cares about you on that level.
Yeah, I say she definitely brings a lot of energy to our team. She's not afraid to get us pumped up for games, and she's been adapting as the rules of lacrosse are changing. So we've been working through that with her, and she's really been great at taking our ideas and her own ideas and coming up with a type of form that's best for our team.
I think she instills a lot of confidence in all of us, and she really believes in all of us. Obviously, as I mentioned, that we're a smaller team, and she said from the get-go that her best team in her coaching career has been a smaller team, a roster of 19, I believe. So just really instilling in confidence in all of her players and believing in all of us. That's what she brings to the program.
Yeah, she's obviously a veteran. She knows what she's doing, and she kind of knows how to work with each different player. And I think that's really important. We have a lot of different players on our team, girls that learn differently than other people. With our freshman class only being 4, they've really been able to kind of really just seamlessly enter the team, but she's been able to work with them as well as Sarah. I think has been a great asset to our team offensively. She's really been able to work with us, work with the freshmen to help their entrance again be seamless, and I think that it's been a great asset.
Sarah Martin is a huge asset to the women on the team, also to myself and my creative processing and having that offensive mindset. And she challenges me, and she challenges my defensive thoughts. And she was a standout player. She's currently playing in the professional league, and so she is at the upper echelon, bringing ideas and seeing what are we capable of, what fits into our schematic, and it's a total learning curve for me as well.
I think I want everyone to play with confidence and to feel like they have a part on the team and feel like they make an impact. I think that's really important for everyone to feel like they have a role, so everyone's motivated towards a common goal.
We've been here for 4 years now, and we have a large group of girls, and we've all made an impact. And I think there's really something special about being that big class. And we're really excited for this upcoming year. Obviously, it's kind of there's the last time for everything. It's our last preseason. It's going to be our last first game coming up, and that's really exciting. But I think it's also kind of nerve-wracking in the fact that it motivates us. It's your last time, so we might as well go out with a bang and go out on top.
The goals for us this year are definitely to win the Liberty League tournament. We want to host as well if possible, so we need to get the first seed in order to do that, and then try to get that bid into NCAAs. So we've never been there with this group, and that's definitely our top priority now.
It was really exciting, especially last year, to play that play-in round, beat Clarkson, and then move on to play who ended up winning it all, William Smith. So I think it was really exciting last year, and that meant a lot. That was one of our goals, was to get there and kind of make a statement. But now we have bigger goals. We're looking to go further than that. We don't want to just beat Clarkson and then lose in the next round. We want to go on and win the whole thing for Liberty League. So that's really kind of a goal going in. And I think that with the way we're playing now, to kind of elevate our game every day will be how we'll get there.